Howdy guys and gals, it's your friendly neighborhood adventure farmer. Today we're going to be doing an install of the Leo Vance exhaust pipe on the 2022 KLR 650. We're going to show you the whole procedure from beginning to end to aid you in that process if you choose to purchase this. We'll also be showing you the difference in the tones between the stock exhaust and the multiple different end caps that's included in the Leo Vance kit. So let's get started. Okay, I've got the parts unboxed and laid out already. We've got a mid pipe, some brackets here, the main muffler can, a spark arrestor, 3 different silencer options, as well as some hardware. We also have a warranty card, installation manual, and some stickers. Everybody loves stickers. It looks like so far, I think all we're going to need for this process is the 4mm, 6mm Allen wrenches, as well as a 12mm socket and ratchet or a 12mm wrench. Alright, let's get a sample of the factory exhaust on the KLR. That way we know if we like it better in the end. Okay, we're going to start by removing the right hand side cover. You've got 3 screws here, here, and hidden underneath the rear rack back here. That's going to take the 4mm Allen wrench. If you have the factory case racks on the Adventure model, you can leave those in place. We're going to go ahead and leave those on today. You could remove 1, 2, 3 fasteners here to get that out of your way if that makes it easier for you. That's up to you. So I've got the 3 fasteners out of the side cover, and to remove this, you're going to actually have to pop this front lip out, and if you can see down in here, there's a little bit of a hook, so you have to slide it back slightly to get that popped out of there. And then, even with these side racks on here, you can finagle this thing out the front. Then we're going to have the exhaust clamp here, as well as 2 hanger fasteners here to remove. With the M6 Allen wrench, we'll go ahead and loosen the factory exhaust clamp. I've already broken this one loose. You might need a little bit of leverage to aid you in that. Then we'll take our 12mm socket or wrench, loosen these 2 fasteners. Once you've got the 2 nuts off and the exhaust clamp loose, you can wiggle this out. Wow, that is a monster. I'll be glad to get rid of that weight. How about just an exhaust dump? Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, well, we have established that some type of muffler is absolutely necessary unless you want your ears to bleed and you hate your neighbors.
We're almost halfway done. That was a lot of work. Time for a soda break. Let's go ahead and piece some of this together. Exhaust pipe with the mid pipe or connecting pipe. Slip that on the front side. Make sure we line up our spring hangers there. And get our spring hooked on. Put you in frame here. And conveniently, they have supplied a spring tool. So let's see how well that works. I think I'll hook over top. That was a very nice thing to supply in the kit. That is way better than having vice grips slip off, making you bleed and whatnot. Then we're going to get our clamp, slip that on, make sure we slide it on in the direction that the Allen head is facing out towards you so we can get to it. And let's slip that in. Fantastic. Install our hangers. I have heard people say be careful when you slide these hangers in place because the finish on this brushed aluminum can does scratch easily, so be aware of that.
Okay, starting with the hardware. Let's get this clamp lined up about where we want it. Starting with a socketed cap screw and the cone-shaped washer. We're going to slide that through the bracket. You're going to have the aluminum spacer between the exhaust bracket and the hanger. Slide that in like so. Same thing with the rear. Bracket, aluminum spacer in between. Through the factory mount. And the flat washer and the nut on the back side. Kind of work things around a little bit so that nothing's really stressed. Make sure you've got clearance from everything, you're not getting too close to some plastic. And that looks like we're lined up pretty good. Go ahead and get the washer and the nut on the front one. And then this little stubby guy right here to hold that clamp nice and tight. Then we'll use our 6mm Allen and 12mm socket to snug these down. I lied. Let's try a 13mm socket. Okay, now that we've got those snugged up, we'll come up here to the exhaust clamp with a 5mm Allen wrench. As soon as we get this tight, we'll fire it up and check let it run for a minute and get good and hot, and we'll check for leaks. And I'd like to show you a little trick. If you do not have Allen sockets that you can get in here straight in with a ratchet and extension, you can take a box end wrench, hook it over the short end of your Allen wrench, and twist down to get some extra torque out of it. Let's see what that sounds like. Now that is with the factory installed insert, silencer insert. So we will do some swapping and see what those others sound like. So we're going to use the M4 Allen wrench and remove these 3 cap screws. And don't lose the lock washers like I already have.
So we've got just the end cap. Give it a little left tap. So this does require some force to wiggle out.
It's sealed around the end of the pipe inside there. Shot inside there. So here's our options. This is the tube that comes installed in the can from the factory. This is the long tube that will accommodate the spark arrestor, which the one that was in there will not. Here is your short tube, which is going to give us some extra noise, that will accommodate the spark arrestor. There's also another short tube with a turn down that will not accept the spark arrestor. So if you're going to ride it in the Nebraska National Forest Service, you are going to have to go with this tube or this shorty to install the spark arrestor on the back. Okay, so we've got the gasket that stayed in place, followed by the short tube silencer, then our spark arrestor, and then our cap. Okay, with a short silencer insert. That's actually a lot louder than I anticipated. I found it! I can't believe it. Next, we're going to try the shorty with the turn down on it. It does not work with the spark arrestor, just to see, so you guys can check it out. Maybe a lot of you guys are riding street only and don't need that installed.
Throw stuff!
Fire in the hole. Very similar. I can't really tell a difference, to be honest, to the short tube with the spark arrestor. I couldn't tell a difference. Let me know if y'all can. So, I think what we're going to finish up with is the long tube, not the one that came installed, but the long tube with the spark arrestor. Because I will be riding this in the forest, so we're going to need that. Let's give it a go. And cap, spark arrestor, long tube, and the gasket. On we go. Now this one, the long tube actually has to line up with a hole back inside there, so it will take a little more finagling, like getting the original one out of there.
And guys, make sure to follow your manufacturer recommended torque specifications. Or if you're like me for something like this, the calibrated Allen wrench and thumb feel.
Last one, let's check it out. So still quite a bit louder than the factory exhaust, but nowhere near as loud as the two short tube silencer plugs. I think that's what I'm going to go with. We'll get the side cover back on and this job will be done. So when you go back in this, careful not to lose that insert there, nutsert, whatever you call it. So make sure to get this hook slid down inside there. Requires a little bit of finesse.
So the rear fastener is going to have the nylon washer, and the front two will have a shouldered aluminum wash spacer in there. So I'm going to add that one on backwards. Make sure the smaller diameter of the spacer is facing in towards the bike.
Now this video is not sponsored in any way by Leo Events. However, I would like to plug my own product. If you're getting tired of the wind buffeting from the factory windshield, I do manufacture some windshield riser brackets that are fully adjustable, toolless operation, 2 thumb screw tabs, Gives you 25 degrees of adjustability. Very simple, fast operation. They're machined out of billet 6061 T6 aircraft grade aluminum, powder coated in black. They come with threaded holes in the center that can be used with these 1-inch ram ball mounts to add other accessories to your liking. Comment down below if you'd like to know more about that. I'd be happy to get a set sent your way.
Oh, hey guys. I don't know if you heard me counting, but I did over 1,000. But in all seriousness, if you're wanting to shed some pounds, forget Jenny Craig. This is heavy as crap. That's not. Ditch this junk. Check out the Leo Vance.
Well, there you have it. The Leo Vance install and sound comparison. I hope you liked my video. If you did, make sure to poke that like button. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you're aware anytime I have new content coming out. Thanks for watching Adventure Farmer. Y'all have a good one.